please use your common sense. These days, people are very quick to call things out, and especially the science-based crowd. Good on you. Someone makes a claim that, I don't know, carbs make you fat. Everyone jumps in and goes, that's not true. This person's a charlatan. This person's a fraud. And I can get behind that. Like, I'm cool with that. You call something out because it's bullshit, and that's cool. Take this supplement, it'll put 50 pounds of muscle on you in a month. Ain't nothing putting 50 pounds of muscle on you in a month. Nothing. I don't care what you take. Even the illegal shit doesn't do that. So, people have these amazing transformations. Oh, you can lose 30 pounds of muscle in 30 days. Or whatever shit it is they're trying to push. Be like me. Grow your dick 6 inches in 5 hours. Whatever. It's ridiculous. And so I do appreciate the fact that there are people out there calling this crap out, because it is trash, And that's the nature of marketing, okay? But at the same time, what I find really weird and also disturbing, as quick as people are to call out some of the bullshit out there, I don't know, avocados make your, biceps 50% stronger. People are like, oh, that's a lie. This bullshit out there should be called out, and yet you guys ignore big things. Like, some guy claims he played in the NFL, and there's no record of him playing in the NFL. None whatsoever. Not a single down. Some guy claims he was an Olympian, and there's no record of him ever being in the Olympics. Some guy claims, I was a national champion weightlifter, and there's no record of him ever even competing in weightlifting, let alone being a national champion. And you guys buy into that, though. That's okay. You want to know why there's no records with my name on them? Because I've never set one, but I've also never claimed to set one. I've told you guys I went to a few weightlifting competitions and I bombed out. I was terrible. I've actually never successfully totaled in a competition, because either I make my snatch and miss my clean and jerk, or I would completely bomb out on the snatch, and guess what? You have to make at least one snatch and at least one clean and jerk to have a total. Okay. I've never won anything. I've never set any records. I don't have anything cool to tell you guys about. I don't have any amazing claims, But yet, there's a guy out there who claims that he ran a 4-minute mile and deadlifts 700 pounds and squats 700 pounds and ran a marathon, and he did all of it in the same week with a broken, let's see here, it was a dislocated hip, a broken ankle, and a fully detached hamstring. And I'll tell you what, if you dislocate your hip, you can't walk. So it's pretty impressive that you would be able to squat and deadlift and run. That's pretty amazing. Plus, the other part to this is, he did it drug-free. And so he broke Jesse Norris's powerlifting total record, which is a world record, drug-free, while being injured, severely injured. Most people can't do anything on a broken ankle, let alone a dislocated hip. That requires surgery to have that put back in. And then you run a 4-minute mile and a marathon, all in the same week. There's one little problem. There's no record of you ever running a marathon. And you guys can pull up people's stats on powerlifting. They have an entire website. I think it's called like Powerlifting Watch. And if you find this individual's numbers, they don't lift anything close to 700 pounds. Not even close. And to do it all drug-free? No one over 200 pounds has ever run a 4-minute mile, as far as I can find anywhere in any of the data. There was a decathlete at one point who weighed something like 190 pounds, and he just barely hit a 4-minute mile. So I think it's unlikely you're going to see guys over 200 pounds running a 4-minute mile, while simultaneously also squatting 700 pounds. It just doesn't play out that way. Don't get me wrong, there are many people who have accomplished the 666, which is the 600-pound squat, 600-pound deadlift in a 6-minute mile. That doesn't surprise me. If you gave some reasonable claims, like I ran a 6-minute mile, I would believe you. But as someone who actually did get very close to a 4-minute mile, I was in the low 4s, and I did not run a 4-minute mile, so I'm not claiming I ran a 4-minute mile. I got close. But I weighed 110 pounds at the time. And I did not do that in the middle of doing a whole bunch of strength work either. My back squat was probably the 45-pound bar. I wasn't doing strength work at all, but I would imagine that I probably couldn't even squat, a $135 at the time that I was doing all that running. So, yes, I got close to a 4-minute mile when I weighed 110 pounds, and all I did was run all the time, every day. And that's not to say that people can't accomplish those things in a lifetime. It's like you look at Stan Everding. Stan Everding's a great example. Stan Everding was successful as a bodybuilder and successful as a powerlifter, and he will be the first person to tell you he didn't do them both at the same time. You don't step on the stage for bodybuilding and also compete in a powerlifting meet in the same week. It doesn't happen. Those are opposing goals. One, you're getting very, very lean, and that means that your strength is going to drop. And in the other one, you go ahead and get a good bloat on, because that helps you be stronger. And you certainly want to be overfed in a caloric surplus if you're trying to build strength. So, whether or not you guys realize that these bodybuilders, when they step on stage, are actually very, very weak. Not because they're weak. Like, I'm not saying Ronnie Coleman is a weak person. But the day that he steps on stage, yeah, he is weak. Because he's dehydrated and he's depleted and, all that water. And you're not at your best. Okay, so if Ronnie Coleman can, squat 800 pounds, that's him squatting 800 pounds whenever he's well fed and hydrated, and that is not squatting 800 pounds the day that he's going to step on stage and he's super shredded lean and dehydrated and he's been in a caloric deficit and all this. No, you don't do those things at the same time. And so, like Stan Everding talked about how he did both, but he did them both at completely different times. Similarly, you could run a marathon. Maybe you can run a 4-minute mile. But you're probably not going to do that all in the same week. And you're probably not going to do that in the same weeks as you're lifting, a fucking world record level deadlift and squat. It just isn't happening. This is like people who try to bulk and cut at the same time. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I'm bulking, but I'm trying to get leaner. So you're cutting. Yeah, but I like to call it bulking because I'm trying to gain weight. And that'll work if you're a beginner. If you've never trained in your entire life, you can get leaner while gaining muscle. But, for people who are at the higher end, it's really hard for you to gain weight while getting leaner at the same time, especially if you're drug-free. And you're not going to maximize your strength in powerlifting if you're doing a whole bunch of running and running marathons. Just isn't how it works. But yet, for some odd reason, this stuff doesn't get called out. You guys are so quick to call out people, keto is bullshit, and carbs don't make you fat, and it's okay to eat as much sugar as you want. It's bullshit that hormones matter. It's bullshit that this, it's bullshit that, and yeah, okay, it's fine. I'm not opposed to people criticizing things and calling things out and being like, well, the evidence and the research says this. Yep. But then you guys are okay with people claiming things like, yeah, I was an Olympian, and I was a national champion, and I played in the NFL. I ran a 4-minute mile, and also, squat 700 pounds with a dislocated hip. Why don't you guys call that stuff out? Where's your common sense? It's like there was a certain individual that I know is really, really popular, unfortunately, and he was lecturing me on Facebook and telling me that he doesn't use steroids. The reason why he's, 5'8" and 255 pounds and shredded lean is because he uses an exogenous ketone supplement that he wanted me to buy from him. It has nothing to do with using steroids. He's never used steroids. It's just the ketone supplement. So, if I took this ketone supplement, I would be just as big as him. Really? I don't think that's how ketones work. I've yet to see any data suggesting that taking cheap BHB salt somehow would add 100 pounds of muscle to my frame. Have you? Have you seen that? If you've seen that, comment below. If you took some, keto OS or whatever the hell it is called, and that put 100 pounds of muscle on you, comment below. I'd like to hear about it. Please be sure to include all the other things you were taking. I'm sure you're drug-free. It's like I got into it one time with this guy who was insisting that, yeah, I'm on trend, but it's the glutamine that made me so big. Here's my link for the glutamine. Sure, buddy. Yes, glutamine is definitely the secret, right? That's what made you big, was glutamine. That's how it works. But you guys don't call that stuff out. You guys call other things out. And I don't understand that. I feel like, I don't know, I find it very confusing. So, maybe, in addition to being super skeptical about any claim, like carbs make you fat, maybe in the future be a little more skeptical whenever someone tells you that they accomplished some world record thing and there's no record of it. There's this weird thing that exists today. It's called a cell phone. Most of them come with a camera. And I assure you guys, if I deadlift 700 pounds, I'm going to have a video of it. And if I lift like that, I'm going to go compete in powerlifting so I can get my numbers on a board. I mean, holy shit. If you're deadlifting nearly 4 times your body weight, you should probably compete. You'll likely win. Maybe you won't win at national level, but certainly you probably win at state level easily. 4 times body weight deadlift, 4 times body weight back squat, yeah, you would win, especially drug-free. If you compete in one of the drug-free tested federations and you're squatting over 4 times your body weight, you should do that. I don't know why you wouldn't. It seems like it would be another little thingy for you to add on. Like, look, I also am a national champion. Here's a link to it. But what do I know? If you guys like the video, like the video. If you guys have thoughts on this, comment below. Tell me why you believe these things, or tell me why you don't believe these things, or tell me why you weren't even aware of these things. Somebody says that they work for such and such team, and there's no record of them ever working for that team. I don't know. Can I just go around claiming I played in the NFL? Will people believe it? I hope not. Subscribe if you guys like this kind of content. Maybe we'll dig into some fun people like Carnivore Aurelius.